Welcome to the She Built It podcast. Today, I'm joined by Courtney Summers, co-founder of Cookout at the Vineyard, a 3-day fundraiser in Northern California created to support and elevate women of color in the hospitality, food, and beverage industries. Alongside her co-founder, Talia Suggs, they are building something that not only brings people together, but creates access and opportunity for the next generation of leaders. You've taken something that was once an opportunity for you and turned it into something you're now building for others. Tell us about the moment you decided to step into that role.
We can definitely start off with the apprenticeship program. The beginning of the apprenticeship program with the Veraison Project in partnership with Silver Oak Cellars was the catalyst moment of coming out here to Sonoma County and understanding where I was. Coming from Fort Worth, Texas, I had no idea what I would be stepping into, and being able to do this alongside Talia has been absolutely beautiful. What we realized during that apprenticeship program was something that we desired to see more of. When we came up with the Cookout at the Vineyard, initially it was just, hey, let's see if we can have a party, an event. And of course, we wanted to give back to the Veraison Project. You know, that's the idea that came about, was what do we see here and how can we bring in our own culture, community, what we grew up surrounded by? How can we combine those two worlds together? And that's how Cook It at the Vineyard got started.
And who doesn't love Silver Oak? And tell us more about what brought you to the program and what the program is.
The Veraison Project created a apprenticeship program, and the apprenticeship program allowed you a 1-year opportunity to rotate through the wine industry, and it allowed you to see everything. So we started out in the vineyards, then we were able to do harvest. Then we did customer care, marketing, sales, ended in the tasting room. And it was an all-around beautiful experience for us to see more about the wine industry and really understand where we wanted to go, where we saw ourselves. I have a culinary background in Fort Worth, so I was a private chef. With that hospitality background, I saw a need as I was going through the private chef services and providing that experience to guests. I realized what was missing for me was wine. So that's when I went down the rabbit hole, which I feel like I'm still down the rabbit hole. But the apprenticeship program offered me the opportunity to have passion, to learn. And they didn't care about what background I had. They cared about me wanting to learn. And the Veraison Project gave us that opportunity. It's been a beautiful journey, and I'm still on that journey now with the Cookout at the Vineyard. It's beautiful to see it grow within its 4th year now.
And you're at a pivotal moment where we're all craving connection now more than ever before, especially entering all the AI and all the new platforms and all that we can do without being in person.
That's very important. We don't want to lose connection and community and being able to bring those two together. It's not just a networking event. It's not an industry event. It collides those two worlds together without feeling as though, if you're somebody who's a consumer who's curious, and you may have a hard time asking those questions to industry leaders because you may feel that you should already know those answers. This event allows you to explore, and it allows you to connect with others that you may not have connected with at any other point in time. And that's what's beautiful about the Cookout. We are raising money for the Veraison Project. So all proceeds go back to the Veraison Project and its programs.
When I'm in Northern California, I immediately relax. It's something about all of the vineyards, and it's a slow, amazing pace of life.
Yes, it is. My family thoroughly enjoys that I live out here. They love visiting. My mom tries to get out here as much as she possibly can.
For someone meeting you for the first time, share with us more about who you are and what you're building.
The Cookout at the Vineyard, that's something that we've championed. But what I'm building here is more than just community and connection. And I'm still learning myself. That's what the interesting part is. I started out doing culinary in the first 2 years. I was more involved with the culinary. As the event grew, it became time for us to release those reins a little bit. And with that, we're branched out and we started seeing more of the community around us. So with our caterers this year, they're local. We have a Bay Area chef, Minnie Bells, that's going to be our Friday caterer. We have Jamaican Jerk, that's going to be our caterer for Thursday. And then we have A&M Barbecue, that's going to be our caterer for Saturday. With these connections, it has allowed us to continue building our partnerships. That's something that I didn't realize coming out here that I would be moving into that direction, but I thoroughly enjoy it. It's networking and building those relationships with the community is something I didn't see coming, but I'm thoroughly enjoying the process of where I'm at now and to see how far that really can go.
I have so many conversations with entrepreneurs where it's hard to let certain things go,
Yeah.
but you have to do that in order to grow and scale,
Yeah.
especially the things that you like too.
Absolutely. As the years have gone, we realized what questions to ask. And that's really helped us. When we do talk to chefs that we're bringing on, we're talking to them, we're getting their story, we're understanding where their path has been, where they've been led. And that's what's allowing us to say, you know what, the synergy right now, that's what's allowing this to continue to move forward. I always say you're doing something right when it continues to grow.
Yeah, and bringing the local community together is amazing.
Absolutely. That's the beautiful part about it. And it feels familiar to you. It's different wineries that we're bringing, spirit brands. That allows you to say, I didn't know that wine was here. And that's the fun part about it is we're allowing everybody, all guests, to explore.
Cookout at the Vineyard is about more than just an event. What's your long-term vision behind what you're creating?
What we see now is something that's continuing to grow with authenticity. We really care each year about who we bring in. Our team has grown, and what it's allowed us to do is to scale with intention. And that's the goal. Next year, we're having our 5-year anniversary. To even think about that is crazy.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But with that, it's allowing us to take our time. When you're building something, if you think about it, the first year we had a little under 60 people. In the first 2 years, it was a 1-day event. By year 3, we went to 3 days and we were hosting over 200 people. That was insane. But our mission and our goal is to do what we're doing right now very well before we continue to scale. Because if we can do what we're doing right now beautifully, then as we continue to grow, we're learning through that process.
I love the intention and the patience that
Yes.
you're putting behind that, because that's really how you build something over
Yeah.
time. And you're hitting on so many of the conversations I'm having with entrepreneurs, the authenticity.
Yeah.
We're going into an era where so much is not authentic.
Yeah. And things want to move so fast. And if you try to move too fast, you get lost in why this began in the first place. And we don't want to do that. And our team has that same vision with us. And that's what's beautiful is we're all on the same page with that.
You are building within the hospitality, food, and beverage industries that are not always easy to navigate. What realities do people not talk about within the hospitality industry? You're laughing before I get to the end of the question.
I don't think people understand how much things cost. The hospitality industry is very interesting, even further than what things cost. Every little thing has a different place and comes from a different place. And to bring all of those together within even 1 day takes so many moving parts. And that's something that brings back our intention of who we work with and ourselves with. And if we want to add this element this year and we didn't add this last year, so let's see what it looks like. It's all the different aspects. It's so many moving parts. It takes a while. The first year, we planned the event in 2 to 3 months, which is crazy. Right after that, it's taking a whole year and then some. Planning for next year starts now, technically.
Yeah, I love the intentionality. And if you think about how grapes are grown
Yes.
and how farming is done, it's all very slowly. And there are so many wineries in Northern California that I love how you're probably introducing wineries to people that didn't even know they existed.
That's the beautiful part. It's varietals as well, too. In certain areas, people may think that Sonoma is Sauvignon Blanc and Pinot or Chardonnay and Pinot, and they think Napa is Cab, and it's so much more. There's so much involvement in all of these different areas, and to bring them all together is beautiful. We even have wines that are coming from Philadelphia, Merrill City Cellars, and absolutely beautiful wines. And that is something that we're very intentional about is that even though you're here, we're also going to expose you to, if you're flying from across the country and you live on the East Coast, hey, there's a winery on the East Coast as well, too, that you can go to. That's what's beautiful about the event. And that's the intention behind it is to not just show you what's right here. It's beautiful what's in our community. But when you go back home, we don't want you to feel like, oh, you have to come out here to only have this experience. You can also experience it where you're from.
Yeah, I see growth in your future.
You did, I appreciate it.
When you think about access and opportunity, what are the biggest gaps that you're working to close?
When I think about this question, I think about my own start. It was a journey for me to get into the wine industry. I felt as though it was something that was a little bit more of an invite only
Yes,
type
it's
of
not
industry.
easy. It's
It's
not
not
easy.
easy. I felt as though I had to have multiple avenues already figured out. And the apprenticeship program showed me that passion was enough. Are you willing to learn? Is that enough? And it was difficult. You're coming out and you're doing things you've never done before. But how hard are you willing to push yourself? How much are you willing to give to your passions? And with the industry and what's happening in the educational system as well too, and everybody's path is different. What I would love to continue to keep assisting with is that your path is unique and it's not wrong. You can still get to where you need to get to and where you want to get to. And I had mentors that said, hey, here's a link to this. Just try. And if I didn't have those mentors that showed me that, Tish Wiggins, Tish Roundtown, shout out to her. If I didn't have that, I would have never known. That's what I would love to continue to give to those who may have a hard time figuring their way in, to provide them access, a hand. That's something that's still important.
And to your credit, you did the next steps. So that's also important too.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
What has been harder than you expected in building your business? And what has required you to grow the most as a leader?
Courage, confidence in myself as well. And I do believe coming here, it's my first time in Northern California. It was my first time making a leap in this capacity. And what I had to learn was to take it a day at a time, to be observant, to understand that there is going to also be a lot of no's within the journey. I may have gotten a yes. Yes, you were chosen to be one half of the apprenticeship program, the inaugural apprentice. But there was also a lot of no's that came after that as well. Jobs that I applied for that I didn't get. And sometimes when you still get those no's, even though you're saying to yourself, hey, I did it, I took the lead. Sometimes those no's can still feel like, am I supposed to be here? And I had to take those no's and realize that I still belong. I still have a path. It doesn't mean that this industry is not for me, but there may be somewhere else that I can still be impactful. And once I continue to put my mind towards that, doors continue to open that where I was supposed to go, where I was meant to be, versus what I initially thought I wanted to go. You have to be patient.
Such good advice, because that is leadership too. You know, you're showing others that because you receive a no doesn't mean it's always no. And maybe something better will come along for you.
Absolutely. I like to say a no over here is a yes over there. So
Yes, it's a great way of looking at it. You're working with a majority women-led team. How have you been intentional about building and leading that environment?
we all have the same intention, the same mission, and each of us came together organically. That's what's beautiful. It started out with Talia and I, and as we continue to grow, it was something that was we're inviting at this point. Hey, this is an event. This is what we do. I do this. I do that, and it literally came from that. What people really should understand is we're volunteers. We do this because we love it. The Cookout at the Vineyard is 100% fundraised. So with that, it continues to showcase to us because it starts with us. What you see within those 3 days is our passion project. It's our baby. It's the energy that we put in for over a year. And what's presented is how we feel about it. And that's what's beautiful is our team really, really cares about what we're presenting to our community and to the culture.
What do you see for the future for a Cookout in the Vineyard?
Oh, I see it being so beautiful and continuing to grow. As I like to coin, where there's a vineyard, there's a way. So look out at the vineyard. There's vineyards all over. You never know. You may see us on the East Coast at a vineyard. You may see us in the South at a
You
vineyard.
mentioned that. I was wondering.
So what's beautiful about Cookout at the Vineyard is that it's able to grow in the way that we push it. It's able to grow and the continued love that we give it. And I that's what I see for it. I continue to see after great food, amazing music, hugs, love, tears of joy. And that's what we want to continue to provide to this beautiful event and to the Veraison Project. They've given so much to us. And that's why this event will continue to grow, because it's giving back to them as well.
Speaking of joy, and beyond the work that you're doing, how do you make sure that you're finding and living your joy every day?
Being in a beautiful place definitely helps. I love to get outside. I love to meditate. I love my sound healing as well. I love to ground myself. I love to move. I love to breathe within nature. That's something that is really helpful because the world is doing what the world is doing right now. And on a day-to-day basis, it is difficult to take yourself out of that. But I've really been working a lot more now, especially on making sure that I take a moment to check out, take a moment to ground myself, take a moment to calm and regulate my nervous system.
Yes.
That allows me to make sure that I lock in and make sure that when I do come back and I step back into these roles, that I'm coming back as 100%. And that allows me to be a better person, be a better partner, be a better coworker.
It's amazing how much that helps us, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it's very important. I know it's hard to do. I know it
It
is.
is.
But if we can do more of taking 5 to 10 minutes a day of breathing.
I love that you say 5 to 10 minutes because I've been doing 5-minute meditations. And in the morning, when I don't do it, I feel it. And you think it's just 5 minutes. Think about all the things we do in 5 minutes.
Oh, man. Think about all the time we waste in 5 minutes. So if we get that back.
Right. So true. Maybe
So
take 10, 10
yes,
to your point.
if we could give that back to ourselves, we deserve that.
Yeah,
With
we do.
everything that's going on, we still deserve that. It's the only way we're able to show up.
Love what you're building and creating. Thank you for joining us today. Please share with us how and where we can find you.
So Cookout at the Vineyard on Instagram, cookoutatthevineyard.com, the Project.com, the Veraison Project on Instagram as well too. The event is June 11th through the 13th, a 3-day event. Thursday is going to be at Overshine Wine Co. in Healdsburg. Friday is going to be at Kendall Jackson in Santa Rosa. And Saturday is going to be at Boleto Vineyards in Santa Rosa. So we're really, really beautifully excited. And then if you are taking a trip, if you're traveling, all our events are in the evening. So there's so much to do. We actually have an itinerary on our website as well. Since it's in Sonoma County, I bet you didn't know that the beach was just an hour away. So during the day, you're able to do some wine tasting. You're able to go to the beach. You can take a hike. And then you can come on over and enjoy the rest of your evening with us. And tickets are still on sale. So cookoutatthevineyard.com for you to purchase your tickets.